You say good morning. Oh, look. Look. Look at my cheeky boy. Hey, boy. Come on. Oh, it's so cute. Hey. Hey. Good morning, gang. Good morning, gang. Welcome to Sunday Morning Live Empowerment and Meditation with Coach Kat, me, Coach Kat John. Good morning to Coach Nick, to Danielle Waters. P.S. Whilst Danielle Waters is front of mind, good morning to Shen. Good morning to Daniel. Oh my God, I gotta say good morning to everyone. Good morning to Forward Thinking Company. Thank you for your company yesterday. Everyone go and check out Forward Thinking Company, a very dear friend of mine who does some wonderful things in the world. Good morning to Disco Bunny, to Steph Beach Dream, to Nicole Pasco, to Janine Rules, to Georgia. Good morning, good morning, good morning to Nourished with Yaz, also another legend. Please be sure to go check her out too. Danielle Waters, I want to get back to her for a moment. In October, so as you all know, I'm doing a ZF Tuesday national tour. Sydney dates, or Melbourne, I live in Melbourne, and Sydney and Gold Coast dates are set in, and I'll be launching them on August 1st. But to give you a sneaky deaky clue, Danielle Waters and I are running a retreat in the Gold Coast in October. So anyone who is in Gold Coast, who knows anyone in Gold Coast, or if you want to come up to the Gold Coast, then we are running a pretty fucking special retreat there. So DM me afterwards or email info@catjohn.com.au if you're keen. Anyway, gang, good morning to everyone. Sunday morning meds, Sunday morning empowerment. If you're joining in, this is what we do every Sunday unless I'm delivering a training. And this weekend, I'm not, which is nice. Although last weekend was pretty fucking ace. Anyway, so today we are talking about, it's what we're talking about is using emotion, using the power of emotion. Using the power of emotion, the emotion of what we'd love, our outcome, our goal, our end result, whatever you like to call it, your heart's desire, whatever that may be. The outcome, the emotion of your outcome, using that, tapping into that, tuning into that to drive inspired action today. Everyone, wants something in their life, right? And it can be from as small to as big. It can be that you might be in a current relationship now, but you want it to deepen or to advance or to grow or to evolve, right? And so if you're in a reality right now where you know your relationship could be better, what you do, instead of trying to fix or control or make the other person be what you want them to be, you tune and tap in to the emotion, the vibration, the energy of the relationship that you would love. And you let yourself be immersed in that power, immersed in that feeling, immersed in that vibe. And from that place, you ask yourself, okay, well, what's my guidance? What do I do? What can I do today to bring this to life? And then you enact, then you act. And this really is, it's like manifestation 101. It's how I, for 10 years have been drawing in the things that I now do. It's how I, created this beautiful relationship that I now have with Steve. When I was single for 6 years, and I was a relationship, hopper. So 6 years by myself, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to be alone. This is scary. And then, of course, found my feet and found myself. And what I started to do for 2 years, I was tuning in. I was happy being on my own. Like I needed to be on my own. But for 2 years, I was single and I was living by myself. I would tune in. I would visualize me and my ultimate man. Not what he looked like, not what he did, not how much money he earned, not how tall he was, not how, nothing. I just visualized our beings being together. And I tuned into the emotion and into the feeling of that and into, what it was like to be around one another. And it was always just so beautiful, and it was grounded, and it was lovely. And every time I was like in that experience, I was like, oh my God, just bring it to me. I really want it. It feels so beautiful. And I would ask myself, what have I got to do? Now, for me, my guidance for a lot of it was just enjoy being on your own, Kat. Enjoy being on your own. Enjoy your own time. He'll come. Just focus on you, focus on your life, focus on enjoying your life, and he'll come, and he's right under your nose. So 2 years of that, 2 years of holding that vision. And yes, of course, my ego at the same time was like, never going to happen. You're too messed up. You're never going to get a guy. You're too broken. This shit isn't going to work. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Thanks very much. And the stories of like, just settle for that person, just settle for that person. But because I was getting so immersed and comfortable and familiar with the emotion of the true relationship that I wanted, I'm like, nah, I'm going to sit with this. So Steve and I actually, funnily enough, were friends at that time. We were friends, and he was not on my radar at all. And there was one night I was hanging out at his place with a couple of his mates, and this will be on a podcast. This will be in not the next podcast or the one after, in 3 podcast time. I was sitting there on the couch with all of our mates, and he went to go and put his 2 girls to bed. And I looked at him, and he looked back at me, and it was like, oh my God, shit. The energy and the vibe and the frequency that I had been tuning into, that I had been visualizing and feeling and getting immersed in, it was there in that moment. I'm like, oh my God, Steve's like my ultimate relationship. I'm like, my ego was in like, oh my God, no, he can't be. He's divorced. He's got 2 kids. He's older than me. He's 9 years older than me. He's not my usual like type that I go for. But it was just so obvious. It was so obvious. And every time then I hung out with him afterwards, the energy was there. And I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't ignore it. And this is how I used that I was tapping into that emotion and making choices that were good for myself, where then the revealing of Steve as the person that I was meant to be with was just so natural. And it was then about me making peace with that it was right there in front of me. And then I had all the reasons and all the excuses and all the that's not my jam. That's not my jam. But it was. He's my jam. He's my peanut butter jelly. And that's what I do to this day with everything, with the ZF Tuesday National Tour. Dudes, my ego freaks the hell out of like, oh my God, no one's going to come. I got no people interstate. It's going to be the worst. There's going to be like 3 people there. If anything, it's going to be a waste of my time. It's going to be a waste of money. It's going to be a waste of everything, and you're going to look a loser. I'm like, oh, okay. Great mindset. Great story, Kat. And then I switch it. I go back into what I would love, and what I would love is to share this movement, to share this liberating movement, to share this freedom, to share this like hell yeah community vibe across the nation. And I tune into that and I feel it and I get fucking pumped and I get juiced. And with that, I ask myself, right, what have I got to do now with that juice and that power and that vibe inside of me? This is how you create what you love. You must know there's a part of you that ain't gonna want you to create it, whatever it may be, financial abundance, beautiful relationships, attracting in the man or woman of your dreams, starting your own business or tapping into your purpose. You know, there's a part of you that doesn't want to do that. And it's going to tell you all the reasons why it's going to be difficult or why it's going to be hard. And it's going to make you doubt yourself and it's going to make you question yourself and you're going to give into fear. And then when you give into fear, you're like, oh my gosh, how can I be financially abundant? How can I, attract in the love of my life? How can I make my relationship better? And when you ask it from that place, that really heady place, you're screwed. You're screwed because your ego ain't going to come up with brilliant ideas. It ain't going to tap you in to the emotion of your end result. It's going to tap you into fear. It's going to tap you into why you're not good enough. It's going to tap you into why you're not worthy. It's going to tap you into why you're not perfect enough yet. It's going to tap you into why you're incapable. And if you're tapped into that, our emotions are fuel for how we then behave. If you're tapped into that, good fucking luck, you ain't going to be going after your dreams. You will be sabotaging. You will be sabotaging. You will be ruining yourself. You will be ruining your dreams, and then you'll be pissed off, and then you'll be jaded, and then you'll see people living their dreams and be like, why can they do it and I can't? You can. You can. I used to believe that I would be alone forever. Forever. I used to believe that I would be the crazy cat lady that was just the cat herself, that no one could possibly love. I used to believe that I could never be successful. I could never create a wonderful business that I could relax in, that I could flourish in, that I could enjoy, that I could express all the wonderful things that I want to express and make money out of it. But because there's this very magical tool that is your mind that you can use and switch and flick the switch to start imagining shit different to what your belief systems are, because this is possible, right? You start imagining things that are different to what your belief systems are and even to what's different to your current reality. You imagine, you use your mind to imagine. You hold space for yourself to make time to imagine something that you'd love. And then you feel that fucker. You feel the emotion of it. You feel the freedom, the power, and you're like, God damn, that's in my veins. That's in my heart. That's in every cell of me. Now, what have I got to do? What's my action? What's my step? And that is how you stay connected to what you love. And that's how you bring what you love into your reality. It's actually as simple as that. And the only thing that makes it difficult is your ego. That is jam-packed with limiting beliefs that become your 10 commandments that you live by. Oh, but I'm not ready yet. Oh, but I'm not good enough yet. But I'm not worthy enough yet. But I'm too insignificant. No one's going to listen to me. No one's going to want to whatever. Those commandments are our greatest living hell and suffering. But we can live outside those commandments. We can live outside of that. I promise you we can. My next episode of the podcast it's dropping tomorrow, and it really shares with you something, a dark period in my childhood, a dark time, and sharing with you how, this is possible. Living out of your commandments is possible. The commandments, they'll always be there. The narrative of the limiting beliefs are always going to be there. They will. Of course they will. No matter how much work you do on yourself, they're always going to be there. That's actually liberating when you think about it, because then you don't have to spend your life fixing this shit. You don't have to spend your life erasing the commandments. They're locked, man. They're in stone. But you don't have to keep following them. And using the emotion of what you love is a way to step out of your 10 commandments, whatever's drawing you down into not so funky town. So let us seal today. Let us seal today with a meditation. If you're joining in now, this is Sunday morning live empowerment and meditation. We've just done the empowerment part, powwow. Sometimes I get so much on a roll, I don't even know what I'm saying, but the juice is there and the flow is there, and I'm excited. So we've done the empowerment part. If you've just joined in now, we're going to do the meditation, because we always do the empowerment and then we lock it in through self-reflection, self-contemplation. And we're going to tap in now into something that you would love. Something that you would love, and tap into the emotion of that and the vibe of that and the feel of that. So stay with me. Stay with me for this final part. 5-minute meditation. Simple as. Let me just find my musical that I'd like to use. So get yourselves nice and comfy if you're not already. And hang on, here we go. I'll put this up here. Get yourselves nice and comfy. And just close down your eyes. Just take some nice, gentle breaths to yourself. And I want you to put your focus and your attention onto your heart. Center of your chest, even if you want to put your hands over your heart. And inside here, deep down you know that there are dreams, desires, and wants that your heart would love you to experience in your life. And so with every breath that you're breathing in and out now, your heart begins to open. Naturally, effortlessly, begins to open. And one of those dreams or one of those desires or wants just pops out. And just acknowledge what that is. That's something that you'd love to experience in your life or have in your life. And just see it in your mind. See it in your mind and just see that beautiful thing that you would love just play out. Becoming mentally immersed in this. And as you're seeing this, as you're visualizing this, start to sense into the energy, the emotion, the vibration of this thing that your heart would love. And just for a moment here, let yourself get lost in that feeling. Let yourself get lost in that frequency and vibration of what you love. And with this feeling, with this emotion in you now, ask yourself, what can I do today? What can I do today to bring this into my life, to welcome it, to embrace it? What can I do today? And just listen to that wise guide inside. And use the power of that emotion to fuel that answer. When you're ready, my beautiful legends, you can open up your eyes. Use the power of the emotion of what you love to make powerful choices now. That is the formula. That is the answer. Use the power of the end result of what you love to motion you forward. Knowing that your ego will try and stop you, which is why when you have the emotion in you, when you have it pumping in you, act on that wise guidance. Retrain your subconscious to go, this is important, this is what I'd love, this is what I want in my life. Not training your subconscious to get the information but do nothing with it. Because you're powerful motherfuckers. You are. We all are. We just got to keep reminding ourselves. Thank you very much for joining me this Sunday morning for Sunday Morning Live Empowerment and Meditation. Please feel welcome to share this with some people who need to hear this message. And podcast is dropping tomorrow. Episode 3 is dropping tomorrow, which is about dealing with your shit, dealing with your darkness inside and becoming responsible for it. Thank you to everyone who has been listening and tuning in to the podcast. You guys are rocking my jocks with how much you've been pushing it and pumping it and sharing it and rating it. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. For everyone who is asking, there's more jumpers dropping this week. I've put in a new order. Sage green is not available in any other size other than large and extra large. So mi apologizo. It's I can't do anything about it. It's AS color who have run out of stock. Anyway, gang, love you all. Have a nice Sunday and use the power of the end result, the emotion of the end result to drive you today and take action. Mwah. Peace out.